Welcome back, folks. My name is LastKnownMeal, and today we're gonna be talking about Black Myth Wukong. Ever since the first gameplay video came out for this game, the hype went through the roof because the gameplay video itself was like shown millions and millions and millions of times. And now you got a new gameplay trailer a few days back, which also shows like what they have been working on, what are the advancements in the game itself, etc, etc. And again, the hype for this game went through the roof, and I see why. The game itself looks absolutely fantastic from the level standpoint to the overall story standpoint, because this is based on the 16th century Chinese novel called A Journey to the West. And overall, when you look at everything that they have been doing, how the game looks, the monsters you're going to fight, and it just looks surreal. It looks too good to be true. And that's usually sometimes what happens in the gaming industry. We are going to get a gameplay video, a trailer of a game, and it's going to look insane. It's going to look like something like we have never seen before. And then when it comes out, it flops. Now, I'm not saying that Black Myth Wukong is going to flop. No. I'm absolutely in love with this game. I do hope that this is the best game of all time. I really do. But we also have to realize that hype can be dangerous for video games, and I'm someone who covered cyberpunk content ever since the first teaser trailer came out. Before we even knew what cyberpunk is going to be, before Keanu, before everyone. And hype for cyberpunk that continued onto its release ultimately was kind of the doom for that game. Expectations, deadlines, everything, and ultimately what happened is that you got a game which initially on its release has problems, and a lot of people, their dreams are broken because this is not the game that they wanted to play, and ultimately you have disappointment. So I don't want the same thing to happen with Black Myth Wukong, because I truly do believe that this game has a lot of potential to succeed, but also, as people have been saying in the comments, especially because all of a sudden YouTube exploded, the reactions for this game were amazing, and people said again, look, this is just another cycle. We get hyped about the game comes out and it has problems. That's kind of a sad reality we live in today, and I kept thinking about it, like, it's so sad, because you can't really get excited about the game today, because you're gonna get something and it's not going to look as it is. And of course there are games which when they show how they look and when they come out, they look almost the same, and the excitement goes through the roof. And all of a sudden, from the latest gameplay trailer that was released, I kinda look at the comments and I see that people are becoming more aware, because some say like, I'm getting hyped in this, I'm getting insanely hyped for the game, but other people are saying like, look, we don't know what this game is going to be. We don't know if it's going to be good or bad. We don't know if it's going to work or not. And people are already pointing out some things like frame rate drops in the new gameplay trailer. And also I've been noticing, like, for example, when someone attacks you, like the overall effects can get all over the screen. But again, this is just a pre-alpha or alpha gameplay, because the initial release date for this game is 2023. I don't know if we're gonna get it sooner, maybe, but if they do need a lot of time to actually develop this game, I'm okay with it, absolutely okay. For as long as they need to, it's good. But then it's also important to know what kind of news are being placed online, because whenever you have a game which is overhyped, which is just, the hype is insane, you're going to get a lot of wish lists, you're going to get a lot of articles talking about things that maybe are not, or maybe are in the game itself, and maybe they get scrapped, etc, etc. And usually once you have a lot of people following a game through its development, whenever you see a change in the game, whenever something happens, people react negatively. But that's the thing that happens in development. Things get scrapped, things get added, etc, etc. Same with Black Myth Wukong. And when you compare the first gameplay footage to like the new gameplay that they had shown, there is definitely progress there, especially because bam, different forms you can take, different weapons, etc, etc, big monsters, and the fur being on fire, everything, like from the particles and elements and everything, how the game looks like, it looks absolutely fantastic. But please, for the love of God, control your hype, because I don't want again to have the same thing which happened with Cyberpunk, etc, etc. And I think that sadly we have to control our hype. It's sad, but we do. We sadly do have to control, and after everything which has been happening in the gaming industry, I got this, I don't know, I became a pessimist. And it's sad that I became a pessimist, because whenever we see a new game come out today and the game looks fantastic, we automatically assume the worst. Because we have been burned so many times where you get something so cool and you get excited and then it's not what it's supposed to be. So we'll see what Black Myth Wukong is actually going to be. Once the more gameplay footage, or once the game comes out, in a sense, we shall see. Overall, I'm definitely excited about it. I'm keeping my hype at a normal pace because I don't want this game to suck when it comes out. I really don't. Of course, I am very interested in how this plays out, so I will be covering more Black Myth Wukong if you want to know more about the game, because I'll be going into history and lore and everything about this, because again, it's based on the Chinese mythology, Chinese novels, so there are some historical things there that I want to talk about in the future, especially once we get more footage, especially once the game comes out. So we shall see how is it going to look, and especially how different armors that I kind of think that we're going to be able to change, different armors, weapons, etc. is going to play out. But so far, the game looks extremely promising, but at the same time, due to my pessimism, I'll just say control the hype, because we're still not sure in anything, we're still not sure in what the final product is going to be. So overall, regarding the developer, Game Science, they're somewhat of an indie developer, so it's going to be interesting to see like how they pull this out, especially of the scope of the game. The game itself is running in Unreal Engine 4 if you're interested in those technical details, but yeah. We shall see, we shall see. The overall platforms it's going to release to is PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC, but I don't know, I'm still thinking maybe once this game comes out, it's gonna be next gen and PC. I don't think maybe they put this on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Again, that's going to be interesting to see, like, how is the game going to run on last gen? Because you don't want the same thing to happen to you what happened to CDPR, obviously, because you don't want to get your game taken off the store. So we'll see how everything is going to be ported. One thing which makes me happy, this is a single player game, so they're not planning anything on the side, they just want to give you a single player interactive RPG experience, so we shall see. But overall, this looks like one of the most fun games I had seen in a very long time, and please, Black Myth Wukong, be good. Now, this is everything I have for today. I will of course make more of these videos, and I will talk about more things which are happening in the gaming industry. I'm thinking of making a new show where I'm gonna talk about gaming stuff, so we'll see about that and how is it going to go. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to tell me down below what do you think about Black Myth Wukong, and what are your biggest fears regarding this game, because I think if we have a normal discussion and talk about everything, I think we can control the hype a bit more, and once the game comes out, I think the reception to the game could be better, because, I don't know, unrealistic expectations usually lead to disappointment. So yeah, thank you for watching. Don't forget to click that like button, because it does help with the YouTube algorithm and everything, so thank you so much for clicking that, and also smash that subscribe button for more videos. Also, join our growing community on Twitter and Discord, and I do have a Patreon page. If you wanted to support the channel in a different way, you can check out the link down below. This is again LastKnownMeal signing out, and stay classy everyone. Bye bye, and huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters.